Hi gang, so I broke my no-buy. I was meant to go on a no-buy for the rest of 2020, but I broke down and got something. I was feeling stressed out and quite upset, and I was just looking for a distraction, so yeah. I got some eyeshadows from the brand Nevi Cosmetics, and this is very much like Nabla Cosmetics, I think, because they sell single eyeshadow shades and they are also an Italian-based brand. It seems that most of their customers are Italians because I couldn't find any videos that weren't in Italian, and I couldn't find any kind of blog post or review, written review that wasn't in Italian. Unfortunately, they don't ship outside of the European Union at this point, so if you're in America, you're not going to be able to get your hands on these. Let's just get into the stuff. I did get an eyeshadow palette and some of their singles. And the singles, I believe, are, oh, I think they gave me a free sample of something else. Okay, oopsie daisy. Okay, so the eyeshadow singles are quite large. They are 36mm pans. They are actually the same size as the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes. So if you have any of their 9-pan palettes or the palettes with the really big pans, that's the size of one of these single shadows. These are the single shades that I got. I absolutely love that. Look at this color right here. I was very hesitant to get the shade, but now that I see it in person, it's totally worth it. This one as well, it's so gorgeous. Their single eyeshadows also came in these nice containers, and it's also magnetic, so I mean, you don't actually have to put them in a separate palette. You could probably just leave them in here because the packaging looks quite sturdy and feels quite nice, and it also has this magnetic closure, so you don't really have to throw these away after you're done. I really like the holographic mauvey lilac type of color scheme they've got going on. It's really very pretty. Let's just get into the Duochrome palette. So these supposedly have duochrome shades in them, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I also really like the packaging of these. That is just so pretty. Look at that. I also wanted to mention that this palette came with this little sponge protector thing. It's got little like sparkles and it's quite cute, and I like the fact that it's protected. So my order actually came with a few freebies. This is so cute. This is a kind of doorknob, what do you call it? Little sign for the doorknob saying, "Do not disturb, I'm doing my makeup." And also in the back, it says it in Italian. I don't know how to read this, but yeah, you can see that for yourself. That's actually quite cute. Has this thing that pops out so you can put it on the door. And I also did get a free sample of their, what is this? Their mineral eyeshadow in the shade Zen. So I'm not really a big fan of loose eyeshadows because they're quite messy. This one is kind of like a brown shade, I think. It looks like a brown shade. Anyway, I will try to use that a little bit later. I also got a free pouch. It says Nevi Cosmetics. Quite nice. So I've already primed my lids with the primer potion from Urban Decay. So I'm going to be taking the shade right here called Hero, and I'm going to try to use my regular technique and see how that goes. Swatching these, they feel a little bit drier, but I will try my blending brush first. And I'm just going to put that on the outer corner of the eye. It's not too bad. It actually feels fine. I guess if you wanted that real full impact, you would go in with a packing brush, but this doesn't seem to be bad at all. This is gorgeous. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let me try the packing brush and see how it goes on. I'm dying. pretty. That is beautiful. I'm gonna try to pack on another shade. This one is called, what is this one called? Good Karma. This shade right here, Good Karma, and it's a gorgeous mauve tone with kind of lime and lime green and gold, yellow gold shimmer to it. Oh, and when you pick it up on the brush, it looks like that. That's so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna put that right in the... Do you see that? Do you see how it just like shifts? And it's so soft and powdery as well. It goes on like a dream. Okay, I am very, very impressed with these eyeshadows. These are gorgeous. All right, let me try to take a shade from the Duochrome palette. So I'm gonna take this shade right here. A lot of these shade names are gonna be Italian, and if I butcher the pronunciation, please don't kill me. Oh, look at that. I don't know how much you can see, but in real life, I feel like this is a very beautiful, subtle highlighting shade. It's not blinding in your face, but I like it about that. I like that about it. Wow, so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna have to finesse the blending on the exterior, but for now, let's just play around. I think on the bottom lash line, I want to go in with the shade Valino, and that is this shade right here, this dark green shade. I think I have some shades which are quite similar to this. I think this is very similar to the shade Rage that I used in my last two videos, I think. That one was from Luxie Beauty, and that came in a 26mm pan. So I'm just gonna take this packing brush and I'm gonna go in with that green shade. So these are kind of all shimmery kind of shades, so they're not going to be kind of crazy deep dark. It does reflect some light, but that is so pretty. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to transition into this shade, which is the shade Mela Stregata. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to use the same brush. They don't look that different on the eye, I gotta admit. I did kind of wipe it off on a color switch before I went in with that color. Let me see. Maybe if I used a more defined brush. They look very, very similar on the eye, at least on my particular skin tone. So, also I haven't sprayed my brush for all of these shades that are currently on my eye. So this is what you get by just using it on a prime eyeshadow base. I'm gonna spray my brush with this shade now. This one is the shade Unicorn. And I want to spray it because I want to get that really full finish on the inner corner of the eye, just to brighten that up a little bit more. I did use the shade, what was that? Mezza Estate earlier in the inner corner, but I think I want to just bring that shine up a notch. That is, oh! I am dying. This is such a beautiful kind of like galaxy. I don't know. It's gorgeous. Okay. I want to deepen up that outer corner just a little bit. So let me see. What brush is this? And I'm gonna go into this gorgeous, beautiful shade right here. This is called Another Planet. Can you not? Look at that. Honestly, in person, it looks even shinier and more beautiful. Wow. So, I don't know if you've seen, was it Anastasia? The animated Anastasia movie? And at the end of it, she has this gorgeous, beautiful, just iridescent, sparkly, deep blue gown that she wears. This shade reminds me of that, only that it's not quite blue, it's more black and charcoal, but that sparkle is just intense. So I'm just deepening up the outer edge with that shade, patting it over the blue. Is itching like crazy today. I don't know why. I'm gonna go over the green just a little bit with the black and closer to the lash line, not really going all the way over the green, but just to give it extra intensity. I'm all sorts of sparkly today. That is beautiful. Beautiful. I'm gonna finesse that blue shade a little bit more. I'm gonna have to finesse it just a little bit with a Q-tip. I think this is one part of the routine that I normally do just to get the shape right. I'm using kind of like mauve-y type of tones right here, these shades. Just kind of dragging them down like that, because we do have some of the purple in the inner corner. Tap back in some of that blue where it kind of dissipated. Sort of like muddiness on the outer corner, we'll clean that up with a okay, so for the inner corner I'm mixing up some lighter shades from the palette. These are just my Jeffree Star shades that I usually use for blending eyeshadow, and I just go over that lightly, that inner corner a little bit lightly. right under the brow bone, so it looks a little bit more diffused. I feel like this eye has the black and blue coming in a little bit more, so I'm going to try to even that out on the other eye. So let me try to pack on that lighter green shade in the inner corner from the Duochrome palette, which was this shade. This one is Mela Stragata, and I'm going to spray that a little bit. Okay, there is a little bit more of a distinction between these two shades now that I've kind of really sprayed that brush. I'm gonna work that other shade that we used in the inner corner. This one was Unicorno, and which was this shade. I'm gonna work that a little bit into the inner corner of the bottom lash line. And also kind of going over the top of that a little bit. So I'm just gonna have to clean up around the area and then do the rest of the face. Okay, so this is the finished look, and let me just give you my first impression thoughts on Nevi Cosmetics eyeshadows specifically. I haven't tried anything else from the brand, so I can't say if they're good or not. These are the swatches for the single eyeshadows. These are the swatches for the Nevi Cosmetics Duochrome palette. All of the eyeshadows in the Duochrome palette, as well as their other palettes, are available to buy individually as single eyeshadow pans. So if there's any shade that you like particularly from the palette, you can get that as a single eyeshadow instead of having to buy the entire palette. So this is a size comparison between different single eyeshadows. This one is from Nevi Cosmetics, and this is a 36mm pan. This is from Nabla Cosmetics, and this is a 30mm pan. And this one is from Makeup Geek, and this is a 26mm pan. This would be the same size as ColourPop, MAC Cosmetics single eyeshadows, as well as I think Colored Rain, and plenty of other brands that also make single eyeshadows. Makeup Geek has 1.8 grams of product in the pan. For Nabla Cosmetics, it varies depending on the formula. I think for the matte formula, which is this one, this also has 1.8 grams in the pan, which is similar to Makeup Geek. And for the Nevi Cosmetics, these all have 3 grams in each pan. Another thing to note is that if you do get their pre-made palettes, you can pop out each eyeshadow, and there is a magnetic base that runs through the whole palette, so you can rearrange them however you want. They will also have the names on the back of the pans, and you can swap them out with whatever eyeshadow, bronzer, blusher, highlighter that you get from Nevi Cosmetics. I've been very wowed by their eyeshadows, especially these shades right here, the single shades that I picked up. They are absolutely stunning. The blue was a dream to work with. This black shade with all that glitter and shimmer particles, that is absolutely gorgeous. These two shades, I mean, They're all very, very beautiful. And this Duochrome palette is really beautiful. I haven't played with all of the shades. They're all quite interesting shades because of the duochrome effect. So I will try to use these a little bit more before I kind of do a review video on them. I really, really like the packaging. I like the vibe of their presentation. Everything looks very well thought out. My only criticism is that the pans are very large, and for someone that really enjoys makeup, who likes single pan eyeshadows as well to add to their collection, perhaps something like a 30mm pan or a 26mm pan would be more ideal. But I do really like the idea that their blushes as well as their highlighters and bronzers, everything, they're all the same kind of size. So, I mean, you know, you could use any of those as eyeshadows, and you could also use these as highlighters or blushes or whatever. I mean, obviously some shades are more appropriate than others, but the general point is that all the pan sizes are the same, and you can just mix and match and put whatever you want anywhere you want in any magnetic palette you want. And they all have 3 grams of product each, and they all retail for €5.80. For the palettes, this particular one that I picked up was €38.80. However, I think some of the other palettes are different prices. If you are interested to pick up anything from Nevi Cosmetics, there are some discount codes that you can use for 10% off. I don't know if these are affiliate codes. I haven't really looked into it, but I will link some videos and articles down below which do provide you with some discount codes. These articles and videos are in Italian, so if you don't speak Italian, you're just going to have to use Google Translate or the auto translate function on the video. I personally don't have any affiliation to Nevi Cosmetics. I just found their brand interesting and I decided to get some of their products, and so far I really enjoy what I see. But unfortunately they don't ship outside the European Union. I've also noticed that some of these shades are similar to some Nabla shades that I have, so I will do side-by-side comparison swatches in a follow-up video. Hope you found that informative, hope you found that enjoyable to watch, and ciao for now. Oh, perfect, ciao for now. It's an Italian term, ciao, and this is an Italian brand.